If you're a gun owner in Senate District number 27, we're talking Madison, Wayne, Scott, Cape Girardeau, Perry, and Bollinger counties, Missouri, you have to watch this video. There's an August primary coming up, and we have two candidates who are seeking to take this seat. Guys, if you're not yet aware of this race, tune in right now. I'm Aaron Dorr with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. And guys, there's a lot of races that really matter in the upcoming August primary where your gun rights are concerned. But this seat right here, SD 27, is one of the most important of them all. Retiring Senator Wallingford is not going to run for office again. He's out after serving his 8 years. And we're talking about this seat over here, kind of in this corner, down in the bottom corner of the state, not to the very bottom, but down here in this area of Madison, Wayne, Cape Girardeau, Perry, that area, those counties down there. Now, we're fortunate in this case that we have two candidates who are vying for this job that we know an awful lot about. They've both been in the state house for quite some time in Jeff City. They both have an established record when it comes to your gun rights. And so we have a lot of information to give you guys. So we're going to start out with what we know about Holly Reiter. Holly Reiter, longtime state rep, longtime champion for gun owners. She's one of the best voices that gun owners have in the House right now in Jeff City. In her time in office in the House, Holly Reiter has supported and voted for Stand Your Ground law. You all know that the video we've seen now out of St. Louis, the whole nation has seen it now, with the McCloskey family, the couple who were standing against that mob of 300 to 500 people. You know, she had her handgun, he had his AR-15. That was made possible because Holly Reiter voted yes on Stand Your Ground law. The one reason why Kim Gardner hasn't yet been able to charge that family, that couple in St. Louis, is because Missouri law allows us to stand our ground because of votes like Holly Reiter's. She also voted in favor of constitutional carry law in the House in 2016. This is the bill that allows you to carry a handgun without having to get government permission or add your name to a government database or pay a fee or wait for the process to get a firearm. And these days, with Antifa thugs, shooting at our cops, murdering retired police officers in some cases, burning down businesses, looting stores, it's never been more important to have the means of self-defense. And Reiter voted yes on constitutional carry. She also voted to expand the state's castle doctrine law in 2016, a very important bill that we advanced. And she also voted to help Missouri veterans who are returning from service overseas who had an expired concealed carry permit. We passed a bill in 2016 that would allow that permit to have an extension automatically, giving returning veterans time to renew their carry permit if they still want one. She voted yes on this bill, she being Holly Reiter. She's also been a lead co-sponsor for all this year, for the Second Amendment Preservation Act. Many of you have heard about this. This bill would nullify federal gun control, one of the most important issues that we have right now where our gun rights are concerned in Jeff City. And she was a lead co-sponsor on this bill this session in 2020. She also surveyed 100% on her survey with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. That means that Holly Reiter is opposed to red flag gun seizures. She has said so in writing. She's opposed to any kind of attempt to register your firearms. She's opposed to a ban on the AR-15. She's opposed to a ban on magazines over 10 rounds capacity. She opposes raising the age on when you can buy firearms. Up and down the line, Holly Reiter 100% pro-gun, both in her record and with her candidate survey, a very strong voice for gun owners. But not Kathy Swan, not even close. Kathy Swan is, without a doubt, the biggest wolf in sheep's clothing in the Missouri House. She is terrible. She hates gun owners. She hates the Second Amendment. She hates folks like yourself who care about defending our gun rights. And she has been nothing but an enemy her entire time in the Missouri House. Think about this. In 2016, we were on the verge of passing constitutional carry and Stand Your Ground law, one of the biggest expansions of gun rights in Missouri history ever. We had the bills, we had the votes, we got it past the House, past the Senate. Then Governor Jay Nixon vetoed the bill, right? And we had to go to the veto override session that September. Now, all summer, the Missouri Firearms Coalition was working hard to make sure we had the votes we had to have to sustain the override of Governor Nixon's veto. And we had to have 116 votes, if memory serves. We had some legislators who were not going to come back. They were otherwise unavailable. We had some politicians who had been injured in a car accident, couldn't get back. We had some who had lost their primary, didn't want to come back. And suddenly, we were very close to not having the votes we had to have to sustain the override on Jay Nixon's veto. And then Kathy Swan comes out in the news and she publicly says that she's going to stand in opposition to constitutional carry, stand your ground law, and she was going to vote no on the override. Michael Bloomberg had been saturating Missouri airwaves and our newspapers, small town papers, big town papers, all of them, digital ads, everything, trying to stop this bill. And Kathy Swan agreed that she was going to oppose the bill. It was a very large attack on our gun rights. And now, thankfully, she failed. Thankfully, this bill ended up becoming law. But Kathy Swan did her damnedest to stop stand your ground law, to stop constitutional carry law. She tried her best to block the expansion of castle doctrine law. Castle doctrine law covers your house, your business, your car. Stand your ground law covers any place outside of those areas. And our old castle doctrine law only covered you at your property. But if your best friend was over at your house having dinner and something happened and someone tried to invade your home, your friend wouldn't be able to defend himself because it wasn't his property. Our bill in 16 fixed that and allows anybody who's lawfully present in your home to defend themselves. Kathy Swan tried to kill it. Absolutely unconscionable. But the worst of all was the bill we passed in 2016 that allowed Missouri veterans to have an extension on their carry permit when they came home from service overseas or outside of Missouri. It's a common sense notion. If they're not here because they're serving their country, they shouldn't be penalized when they come back by having no option to carry a firearm, right? Kind of common sense. You'd have thought so. And it was for Holly Reiter. She voted yes on this bill, but Kathy Swan did her best in the news to stop this bill as well. So every time we have needed Kathy Swan, she was opposed to our gun rights. This session in 2020, she refused to co-sponsor SEPA, the Second Amendment Preservation Act. This is the bill that had 88 co-sponsors in the Missouri House. Kathy Swan refused, and it would nullify federal gun control. She won't do it. She's opposed to SEPA. She will not sign her candidate survey. And folks, she's been sponsoring gun control bills for several years now that would add a growing number of misdemeanor violations to the list of prohibited persons who could never buy or own a firearm again. This is the gun grabber's dream come true, is to expand the list of offenses that make you prohibited. And they want to make a growing number of misdemeanors added to that list. And in Missouri, Kathy Swan has been their girl trying to advance this radical gun control garbage in Jeff City. So, in recap, you can look at it for yourself. Stand your ground law, Holly Reiter, yes. Kathy Swan tried to kill it. The same thing for constitutional carry. Holly Reiter, 100%. Swan tried to kill it. Castle Doctrine, 100%. SEPA, 100%. Helping veterans with their gun rights, 100%. Kathy Swan has always been an enemy to your God-given right to defend yourself. And as you approach this upcoming August primary with so much violence in our country, so much unrest in our country, we want to make sure you have the facts that you need to make the right decision on behalf of your gun rights here in Missouri. Any other questions? Contact us right away, because Kathy Swan is doing her best to deny all of this, to hide all of this. we can document every single bit of this video. If you're not a member yet, guys, we need you in this fight immediately. Go to joinmofc.com, joinmofc.com to get signed up. And whatever you do, share this video with every gun owner in this 5 or 6 county area who needs to know where these candidates stand. Thank you very much.